Today we're going to start working on our shelf. We are going to use a template called Simple Woodworking in Inches, and we're going to start off by doing our top. Our top is going to be a rectangle, and we're going to start out with that rectangle here. We're going to bring it over, and we're going to type in, immediately after you've made your rectangle, type in the dimensions 14 inches, comma, 4.5 inches, and then hit enter. And some of you, depending upon how big your rectangle was, it'll become really, really small. There's a tool up here called the Zoom Extents tool. It will bring everything to size of the screen. Now we want to make this thick. Right now it's paper thin. We're going to click on our push-pull tool, and we're going to lift it up, and we're going to type in 0.75, enter. That's 3/4 of an inch. Now we're able to hit this Zoom Extents tool again to get this whole thing. Then we go to Camera, Standard Views, Top. It will give us the top of our shelf. Now notice how this line here and this line here are not even. Notice how this should be right on top of it because it's a square piece. This is a kind of a three-dimensional view of it. So we need to straighten that up so we're working on a flat piece of material. So we're going to go to Camera, Parallel Projection. Notice how it's squared all that up. It's going to be easier to work this way. Now I need to round these corners. These two corners are rounded because the front of our shelf has rounded areas here. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up the measurement tool, and we're going to start over here and move it over to 1 inch. So I typed in 1 inch after I moved my line over with the tape measure. Now we're going to bring it from the top down, and notice how it'll snap into 1 inch. So I don't have to type it in again. If yours doesn't snap to 1 inch, just go ahead and type 1 inch in. Now we're going to pick up this tool here, the 2-point arc. We're going to do a click here, and a click here, and one more click. It gets it. So it's one click here, and then tangent. When it says tangent to edge, you click, and it should make a smooth transition from here around the corner to the side. We're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to bring this over to 1 inch. It snaps to 1 inch. We're going to pick up our arc tool. We're going to do the same thing. Click, click, tangent, click. Now we're able to go back to our camera, standard view ISO, and now I can get rid of this material by simply picking up our push-pull tool, here, and we should be good. I can check the other side by simply spinning around and checking to make sure that all looks good. It does. We're excellent. We're going to Zoom Extents tool again, and then we can go up to Edit, delete the guides, and the guides will go away. Now, if this was the top, this is the right side, this would be the front. So we're going to go to Camera, Standard View, Front. And what we want to do is we want to zoom into one of these corners. And we're going to do our round over because the top edge and the bottom edge have little roundovers. And we're going to do the same thing that we did with our curves, except it's going to be in a smaller context. So we're going to take our measurement over, and I'm going to type in 0.25, enter. We're going to do the same thing from the top down, 0.25, or 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to take it from the bottom up, 1/4 of an inch. Notice how it snaps into place. I'm going to pick up the arc tool, and I'm going to do the same thing. Right there. Now we've got those two arcs. You do not need to do it on the other side. Camera, standard view ISO, zoom extents tool. Now, this little bitty corner, we're going to have to highlight this using the Follow Me tool. The Follow Me tool looks at a profile, and then we can follow a line, and it gets rid of everything along that line. It's kind of like a push-pull tool, except it's able to go around corners. There's the top one. Now we're going to orbit it to the other side, and we're going to do the bottom one. It follows the line all the way around and stop there. At this point, we are finished with our top. All we have to do is we need to clean up the guides. Now we're going to save this, so we're going to save it, and it'll ask us where we want to save it at. You're going to want to save it on your mounted drive, which happens, I don't have it on my drive, but there'll be a drive that says your name on it. It'll be down here. You will double click on that drive. And then double click on My Documents. And then here is where you're going to want to add a folder. We're going to create a new folder. We're going to call that folder Shelf. Opening that Shelf folder, now we're going to title it. This is going to be the top of our shelf. We're going to save that. And we're going to use all those parts to put together to make our shelf.